G'day Spurs fans, Paul Hotspur hippie here, the only psychedelic soccer show on the internet. I hope you're all well there. I'm looking forward to the game tomorrow. I've just watched or listened to Ange's press conferences, and he's looking pretty upbeat, ready for the challenge. I haven't really been watching much else. I've been, as you might have noticed, I haven't been doing as much on the channel. I've just had to work hard at the moment, and a bit too bugger to do anything else. So that's the way it is for about 3 more weeks, and then I'll be back onto it. But Ange seems to be pretty convinced, and I think he's pretty convincing, that when we get through this period, some players will have learnt a lot from it. And I'm certainly looking at the likes of basically our younger players. Klaus Kinski in goal. Let's hope he gets over his wobble against Arsenal. But Jed Spence, Archie Gray, Lucas Berval, good as gold. Other players, not so much now. Maddison, I'm really pulling my scant hair out with him. Good on his day, but a lot of the time, to be frank, he plays like a pussy. When he was captaining, or he was, I think he was captain against Tamworth, wasn't it? He went down injured, rolled around a bit. I was very annoyed with him in the Arsenal game. The fact that, we're chasing a game and he's lying face down in the dirt, and he's a senior player. I don't see Archie Gray doing that. I don't see Berval doing that. So why is Maddison always face down in the ground, rubbing his head, rubbing this, rubbing that, especially when he's supposed to be one of our potential captains on the pitch? I think that sets a really bad tone. It shows a big sign of weakness to the opposition team, and it winds the clock down as well. It stops the momentum of the game. So I don't know what's up with Maddison at the moment, but if we sold him this summer, for example, I'd be quite happy with that. I'd be quite fine with that, because after the first 10 games of the last season, he's been very hot and cold. I'm hearing murmurs that, Ange is playing him out of position and all that. I don't buy any of that, man. I'm not talking about his ability when he chooses to use it. I'm talking about his attitude, and also when he's not rolling around on the ground looking for sympathy. He's gobbing off at the referee. That cost him a suspension this year, totally unnecessary, and it's pointless. So I think this project that we've got at Spurs, because it is a project, I think our younger players are going to come through thriving, and I think some of our senior players will, though, or more senior players. Kulusevski, I know he had a bit of a dodgy game against Arsenal, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt that he's probably just knackered and buggered and what have you. Bentancur, still have got to see more from that when he's available. He's been playing well. And then hopefully in the next couple of weeks, we've got Romero and Van der Ven coming back. So we're almost getting through it. I did say in a video during December that January is going to be a really horrible month. I didn't think it would feel quite this horrible, loss after loss. Well, it's not loss after loss, because we beat Liverpool and we beat Tamworth, but the last game against Arsenal was not good. Arsenal were there for the taking. They weren't especially great themselves, but we were worse. So Arsenal deserved to win. Doesn't matter if it was a corner or not a corner or whatever. That's just the way the game goes. If that hadn't happened that way, it would have happened another way. I believe in these energy things as far as football goes. Whatever will happen, will happen. It's all been written. You know what I mean? Now we're playing Everton away. I'm a bit worried about this game, really, and I shouldn't be, but I'm worried about it because I'm just worried about some of our players' attitudes at the moment, and they seem to wilt a bit when faced with a hostile crowd. I don't understand it. I just don't understand it, how that gets into players' heads. Not that I've competed in Premier League, but I've certainly, competed in front of a hostile crowd, and it fired me up. And I don't see why we seem to go to ground. I thought the performances at the likes of Galatasaray and Rangers might have put some steely resolve into. Well, he did put some steely resolve into some of our players. Not all of them, though. Brennan Johnson not good enough at the moment. Really is frustrating me. I really did back him a lot last season. Thought he was coming good. But as a winger, he ain't winging. You know, this is something I keep mentioning. The winger, you can't just run down there. And Johnson, he doesn't even do that. But on the occasion he does run down there, he doesn't try and wrong foot the defender. He just boots the ball in. It goes off the shin and out for a corner. Or to get round the shin, he'll just kick it off on the full. So he's really frustrating the bloody hell out of me. And I don't like digging out players. The way I approach this channel is I always think when I'm saying things, would I say that to that person's face? Would I say it to Brennan Johnson's face? Would I say it to James Maddison's face? Or Ange's face? Any of them? And I feel quite comfortable that I would. Now, you might see other channels there going off at the hip, shooting from the hip, all fire and blazing and being very personal, but I bet your ass if they had a one-on-one conversation with one of the people that they're really slaying into on the most personal, disgusting terms, they would roll over like a pussycat. I don't do that. So whatever I'm saying here, I'd say it to someone's face. So that's probably why I don't go in as hard as a lot of people, because I still respect them as human beings, even though Maddison is playing like a pussy and Johnson isn't playing like a winger at the moment. Doesn't mean to say they can't be rectified, those things with Maddison. It's simple. Stop rolling around. If you get tackled, stand straight back up. Don't gob off at the referee if you feel hard done by, and he'd be a much better player. Johnson, use your pace to get down a bit and then stop, start. Well, Spurs fans, as you can see, it's late at night. Work got away from me today. I forgot what I was talking about, but the main thing is, I think, is that we're going through a bad stage at the moment, and we are going to come out the other side, especially with Ange in charge. There's pointless, all this talk about Ange being under pressure is absolutely ridiculous, man. Absolutely ridiculous. And what's the point? Our players need to back their ideas up. I'm sure they will. I'm sure they've learnt some lessons against Tamworth and Arsenal, but who knows, man? Who am I to judge other people's minds? Anyway, I'm looking forward to the game tomorrow. Bit of a disjointed video today, but that's life at the moment. Till next time, peace and love, man. Peace and love, and come on, you Spurs.